Knoblox Dance presents Dance Behind the Screen, process production and social media. Hey knowers, welcome to our podcast. We are Knoblox Dance, a social media-based company. We strive to say no to the box. We connect interdisciplinary art, technology, and artists to re-envision the process of art making and sharing.
Welcome back to Dance Behind the Screen podcast. We're your co-host, Azaria.
Yejin.
And today we spoke with Alessia Lugaboni.
On this episode, you can listen what is the Lazy Dancer tips and Lazy Dancer Studios are, the programs that she offers, what ballet taught to her, and lifestyle recommendations tips for dancers.
Yes, and we also speak about some important challenges in regards to body image and mental health. So Alessia was trained at the English National Ballet School and the New Zealand School of Dance. She is and was a professional ballerina who joined the Royal New Zealand Ballet, the New English Ballet Theatre, and has also performed in the West End and Cabaret, the Phantom of the Opera, and The Most Incredible Thing. And Alessia is now the co-founder of Lazy Dancer Tips with her husband.
Yay! We really enjoyed talking with her, and she's so positive. So if you need meditation, I recommend this episode too.
Enjoy the show. Hello, Alessia. Welcome to Dance Behind the Screen podcast.
Woohoo!
Hello there. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you. Alessia, can you briefly explain what Lazy Dancer Studio is and why did you and your co-founder choose to start Lazy Dancer Tips?
Well, Lazy Dancer Tips actually was the first thing we started. And there is a bit of a funny story behind it because it started as a bit of as a game, or let's say as my hobby. When my husband and I moved back from New Zealand into London, I thought I was going to get a job right away, be able to teach anywhere. I said, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to prove myself I can do it. And then when you come back to London, you don't really realize that it's a little bit of a jungle, okay? Or as I describe it, is when you move to a new city, especially when it's big, it's like trying to get into a motorway, like an American motorway with about 1 million lanes, and everyone is going as fast as possible. Right. And trying to get into that loop, it was actually quite difficult. So I found myself not really knowing what I needed to do and what I wanted to do. And Jacopo, my husband, just couldn't see me like that anymore and said, I can't watch you like this. You need to do something for yourself as a hobby, so you can have a purpose again. And so we started the Lazy Dancer Tips YouTube channel, and it was for me a way to teach, a way to get myself out there and kind of get my confidence back in a way. Again, it was for me to prove myself that I could do what I wanted to do again. And so it started all like that, and and for me, it was more of it was a bit of a revelation, because I thought I was talking to, in that audience, I thought there were young dancers that wanted to become professional ballerinas. And because back in my days, there wasn't much videos out there that I could, where I could get all my knowledge from. It was more books and trying to get video cassettes. And I said, it would be something very nice to do for young dancers now, and put my knowledge out there and teach them a little bit of, behind the scenes and what a ballerina needs to do to become an actual ballet dancer. But it was a revelation, because I discovered that in the Lazy Dancer Tips YouTube channel, more and more adult dancers came came to watch the videos. It was a discovery for them to do something that they've never done before, or to rekindle a passion that they've put on the side for a long time, or maybe because they got told that they couldn't do ballet for the body that they had, because it wasn't the ballerina body out there. And so I said, well, actually, this is really cool. This is absolutely beautiful. And it kind of turned the whole channel around. So it started for me to stop whinging, but it turned into something more than myself. It became something for others, to make them fall in love with the discipline, with ballet again. And the funny enough, the Lazy Dancer Studio, which is now our membership website, where it started from the audience. They were the ones asking for something more. And I said, how do we deliver more structured ballet classes, more structured way to teach ballet that is online, and let's figure something out. So we came out with the Lazy Dancer Studio, which is more of a as I said, structured way of teaching. It's not just ballets. Of course, it starts from teaching you all the very basics of ballet, the steps, and it goes into also very beginners ballet classes, into more advanced, because we've got all kind of levels in there, but also finding ballet as a fitness, as a fitness way to get fit, dance, and be happy in a way. So we discovered that people wanted to be happy and free within their home, because that's a cool thing. You can do it at home, and supported by a community of like-minded people. So it just kind of developed by itself in that way. It was a very, very beautiful journey to see,
So when you say that your audience was asking for more, do you mean more content, like they wanted more material, or do you mean that they wanted harder things? Because it seems like you went in both directions. I'm just curious about what specific feedback you were getting from the audience.
Well, they wanted more content as well. Because that's what they wanted. They wanted more full ballet classes that they can do at home. But also I discovered that they wanted a structure where they said, okay, I've never done ballet before, but I really want to do it. Where do I start? And so there I basically put together plans and monthly plans, and anything that they can start from. Okay, you've never done ballet before, start from here, start from complete zero, and I'll teach you everything that you need to know to be confident. Also, because a lot of people never wanted to step into a ballet class, even if it was a real life ballet class, even if it was for beginners, because they felt overwhelmed and they didn't feel confident. So the moment that they found that confidence of knowing what a ballet class was like, they said, okay, you know what? I had quite a lot of people that said, you know what? After I've learned everything from you, I finally took courage and went into my first ballet class with a ballet teacher in a ballet studio, and I wasn't so scared. Because I knew what was coming. I knew what the structure was. I knew what to expect.
That's so cool. So you started online platform first as a Lazy Dancer Tips, and then it became to Lazy Dancer Studio, right?
That's right. Yes.
That's so cool. That's what Nobox also pursue. We're looking for, yes. Cool. Why the name Lazy Dancer Tips? Is there a story behind this name?
It's funny that you asked that. You're not the only one that's asked. So I guess it's also time for me to say the full story behind. Obviously, now Lazy Dancer Tips is known because we do it at home. It's a lazy way to do it. You're in the comfort of home. There you can have cats and dogs around because you've got your pets and your kids and having fun without traveling around. But it all started back when I was doing in my career as a ballerina, and in one of my reviews of my contracts, I got told, you know what, we don't believe in your injuries, we don't believe that you might have depression, we don't believe that everything that you're saying, or that you're having down times and you don't push so hard because of all these reasons. We don't believe in that, and therefore we only believe that you're lazy, you're not doing it. And I went, oh, wow. What? Yeah. And so I said, but it's funny because I could have taken those comments into a very, spiraling down into the same, into that same depression, and kind of let it be and identify with that name. Instead, I took it in a way and say, okay, I'm gonna prove not only you but myself that what a lazy dancer can do. Okay. So I took it into power, and I went, I'm going to show the whole world what a lazy dancer can do. And, from saying that, the Lazy Dancer Tips and Lazy Dancer Studio mission is to empower anyone that is out there that wants to do something that is out of the box, and wants to push for more. And despite the fact that people telling them that they can't do something, or they don't have the body for it, or they don't have what it takes, is about proving yourself more than anyone else, is to prove yourself that you can do anything that you want in life.
That is amazing, and I hope that we can actually stay on this for a little bit longer, because I think mental health and body image in the dance world in general, but especially ballet, is still such a hot topic. Could you give some tips as to what dancers can do, whether they're ballet dancers or modern dancers or hip hop, whatever they do, to overcome some of those mental health issues or body image issues that they face both in the dance community and just in society at large?
You are listening to Now Vox Dance.
Absolutely. I think I truly believe that nowadays, with anything that is out there, social media is the best way to be aware of these things. Again, back in my days, mental health on that point was more considered as I said, it wasn't even seen as a problem. They just said, suck it up and just keep on going with what you're doing. I think what we need to remember is that ballet and dance in general is an art form, and as such it needs to evolve and it needs to change with the time that we are in. And as an art itself, it needs to keep moving forward. And also the fact that as a dancer, I always see this in business, and I always see this in ballet itself. Not everyone is perfect in everything, and there is no such a thing as the perfect body, as the perfect person. Okay, everyone has got different qualities that we can pick from. Okay, admire and see. And so, for example, I was never the leggy ballerina. For the whole entire career, I had people telling me that no one wanted a ballerina with scoliosis. I didn't have the right feet. I didn't have the right legs. And that was for me a massive problem. So even eating disorders. So I said that the first thing that a dancer does in order for pleasing others, because that's the problem that we have as dancers. We try to please others rather than please ourselves. I went through times where I was controlling food, I was controlling the weight, I was controlling how much stretching I was doing in order for me to change what I was. So rather than changing for others and changing the body, because you own this body, you know, you own this person that is inside you, this everything that is you is unique, and I see it that way. So there is no reason to go on a diet, there is no reason of changing your body. A healthy body is important, but and a healthy mind is important, but it's different to you know, stepping in front of a mirror and going, oh bloody hell, you know, I don't look like the way they want me to. So step in front of the mirror and be happy with all the little things that are in your body. We see as how can I say it? We see it as different, because every little part of your body that is different is unique. And as an art form, of course, it's very physical. Ballet and dance in general, any kind of dance is very physical. Because your body and your way of moving and everything that makes you is unique. You've got to own it. And there is going to be somewhere someone that loves you for who you are and what you can offer as dancer, as a human being, as unique person. That's for me the big stepping forward. So don't try to change your body or who you are for someone else. Don't even try to change it. Be who you are and own it, because that's the most important thing, and that's unique. For me, being yourself is one of the unique things that you can do. And in business works the same. We perfectly know that I can't do everything. That's why my husband helps me out in the business. I know my limitations, but I make those limitations my something that you want to work on, of course, because you want to push for it, but they make you so unique and perfect in your own way. So, you know, we've got to enhance our little defects, and our defects make us and who we are.
Right. Don't compare yourself to others.
Never compare, because you cannot be someone else. You'll never be someone else. I was never going to be the leggy tall ballerina because I'm a short little fairy that jumps around for hours, but I could never get my leg behind my ears. It's just not who I am. So I took my limitations and made them, you know, the most amazing limitation I could have, but literally no one could ever hop on point like I ever did. I even have all short toes, and they all look the same, and they're quite funny, but they really help. You know, I always loved being the character person. I knew I could take the audience into another world, and that for me was a strength. So take those strengths, make them beautiful, and really look at them again. Step in front of the mirror and smile at who you are.
Yeah, thank you for being vulnerable about that, because I think we can always stand to hear those stories over and over again.
I think so. I think being vulnerable is a beautiful place where to start. It's a beautiful place where to be in order for us to move forward. And the moment that you recognize everything that is so beautiful within yourself, and you don't see them as a setback, but you see them as part of who you are and the beauty of who you are, that's what makes a step forward.
Cool. Yeah. Alessia, I also want to ask this one then. What has ballet taught you? Because you also mentioned it on your website. So in compared to what we've been talking about, I believe there is a things that also ballet taught you. What are some of the big life lessons?
Well, one of the big life lessons, as I said, is it teaches you about discipline a lot, and which means that you can take on anything in life, even a business, because you know how to start and to finish, and once you finish, you keep on going forward, and you just don't stop, and that is grit. You just keep on going. It doesn't matter how many times you fail and you fall on your butt, and I've been there on stage quite a few times with the skirt all over my head, but you still get up and you keep on going. And you just try to think that the audience forgets that, but they don't, but that's okay. You just make your performance a bit more interesting. And about ballet teaches you also to learn from all the no's that you are going to receive through life, and the more no's you hear, the more, rather than taking them as a failure, you take them as a way of learning and say, okay, that door was closed. That's okay. I'm going to take a different route. I'm going to change path. I'm going to go somewhere else. And that keeps on moving. It makes you keep on moving forward. But again, I think for me was every time that someone says no is for me to say, that's okay. Next. Like in auditions, is that, right. You go in your audition, they say no, but the reason because of the saying no, it might not be because you're a horrible dancer, but it also means that, we don't have a place for you right now, or you don't fit the cast, or you don't fit the costume. It can be a million things. And you say, that's okay. I'll move forward. I'll go somewhere else. I'll do something completely different. And that keeps you, in a way, on the edge, but it also keeps you learning something different. And right. For me, learning and never stop learning is one of the most important things. Even just learning a discipline. It can be ballet, and even to my students or anyone that comes across my path, I say, don't stop about learning one technique of ballet. Learn them all. Learn everything, because not everything works for you. And whenever you learn ballet, then start learning jazz, start learning hip hop, start learning modern dance, start learning tap, because each and every discipline gives you something for you to grow.
Right.
Yeah. So to shift a little bit, could we talk some more about your training programs and what you offer on your website and also on YouTube? So I know you have classical ballet classes, workout plans. Can you tell your audience what you offer, or our audience?
Don't forget to say no to the box.
I offer all sort of things. I think the main mission for me was to let ballet be because let's be honest, ballet has always been the intimidating discipline that no one wants to go nearby. So for me was because it's strict, it can be difficult, it can be very awkward, and I said, okay, how do I teach this in a way where people can understand, people can feel not intimidated by a plie and enjoy every single step. So not only becomes a way of learning, but is also, again, going back into feeling good. In the Lazy Dancers studio, I've also put together a couple of workout plans. They're quite fun, and they're follow-alongs, and they're easy to follow. And one is Swan Lake, because we perfectly know that every single person that I've seen in ballet or wants to do ballet, there is something that attracts us from being the Swan Queen. Okay, so in order for me to offer the real ballet experience, we put together the Swan Lake workout plan, and it's a workout, and it's a follow along where we do steps from the ballet, but they're very easy in a way of technical way of doing it, but with the real music. So I think what people, when they step into ballet, say, okay, I can start from something like that, feel absolutely free and fulfill a dream that I've never fulfilled before, and still get my adrenaline kick from all the workouts that I do. So from there, then there is also the Nutcracker, but I've also put together extension programs, because we perfectly know that every single dancer or non-dancers want to achieve a high leg, although I'm never have that. But it's still, there is still a lot of work into that, so that's the cool thing about it. But I think what makes the Lazy Dancers studio so unique is the fact that, as I said before, it's the community behind it. The community is so supportive, and because we have it on Facebook, everyone can share their videos at home, and they get corrections from me, because I said, okay, I can't see you, but how can I give you all the corrections and make sure that you do everything correctly and move forward into more advanced technique, and see what you need and what I can do for you to improve this experience. So everyone in the community is very supportive. It goes from literally very young, between 20-25 years old, up to 6-year-old ladies. So it's a very big community, and overall beautiful. There is no judgment in there, because that's something I don't like. As I said, there is no comparison, and everyone is unique in there. So for me, it's about supporting each other and push forward with the support.
So cool. To get this right, you say that your audience will submit videos of them doing the dances?
Yes.
And you give them personal feedback on their videos?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, wow. Is that time consuming?
No, not at all, because the funny thing is, after a lot of experience in teaching and being on stage, you see the common mistakes. You see exactly what people are doing and how we can improve that. So for me, it's more, okay, you're all doing the same mistake, which means I need personally to find a way to stop you from doing those mistakes, and get you stronger. So for me, they are my motivation into finding something, again, outside the box, and say, how can I move you forward from there? But yes, they also do get personal feedback every single time they post.
That's so nice of you.
Yeah.
I care a lot about them. I really, really, really care.
What are other ways to give feedback to your online students? If they make comments on your YouTube channel comment box, you also reply it?
Because there are so many on the YouTube channel, what I do is I love them all, because I read every single comment. There is no one comment that goes by. So, but because there is so many coming in, what I do, I take their responses and I make videos. And I make videos based on their needs and what they need and what they need to achieve. For me, that's the ultimate. So rather than replying each and single one on the YouTube channel, I take what they need, and I said, okay, so this person has asked for this, or that person has asked for that, and I can make a video for that. Because most of the time you only hear from a very small percentage of people that are following the channel, but you perfectly know that everyone might have the same need, so you kind of have a look around and see what they want. So that's how we offer so many videos. They're all inspired by them and their comments and everything that they come up with, and their needs.
I have a comment or a question about all the comments you receive, because you have over 129,000 followers, and of those people, they obviously love you because they're following you, but in my past experience of vlogging, how do you deal with the negative comments or the trolls?
That's a good question.
Because I know they exist.
It's fine. They do exist. They do exist. And what I've learned, as I did in my career and putting together the Lazy Dance Tips YouTube channel at the very beginning, for me, I said, okay, I never take negative comments as negative themselves. I always see where they come from, because I understand sometimes certain comments come from frustration. They come from something that is bigger than themselves and they cannot really explain. So for me, it's not really taking them personally. I don't take them personally. I see them also as a way of improving, because there is always a truth behind a negative comment. And for me is, how can I improve my service towards these people despite the negative comments?
We talked about this one a little bit, Alicia, but can you share the feedback you received from the people who have been training in your program? Maybe this time both online and offline, maybe beyond the movement itself, because I know I follow some YouTubers. I love reading comments. Sorry. And then some of comments are, I don't want to say it's stupid, but it's like beyond the contents. Like, can you change your volume? Can you change your lights? You know? So,
well, we've got that. I also had the please don't have the cats in camera.
I love it.
And I said, well, they live here. They're the owner of the house. So again, there have had comments like, I don't like your voice, or can you move the camera because you're backlit? But they don't understand most of the time that I live in a 47 square meter apartment in London, and what happens is this is the only corner available in my apartment, which means that unfortunately the only window that we have in there is at the back. So it's funny because whenever we record a bunch of videos, because I try to do them in batch as well, because otherwise it's so unsustainable, especially in London. So my couch goes into the kitchen, the table where we eat goes into the bedroom, or the chairs kind of sit here. We look like Egyptians walking around the home, and it is literally teeny. It's a shoebox. But it's London. You can't expect anything else.
Right.
So there, those negative comments are always there, and you go, but you don't understand. I don't know what else to do.
Well, your videos are beautiful, and your partner does an excellent job with the editing, and
He does. He's brilliant. He's helped a lot, both on the technical side and as a support, since the beginning. So I can't thank him for that. That's why I married him. So, but on the positive side, with all the beautiful comments that we receive, which again, they are my fire. Every time I receive a positive comment or a little story of anyone watching the videos that says, you've changed my life, or I'm out of depression, or I feel so good with myself, I feel empowered, I feel beautiful, I've got 2 left feet, but for the first time I've danced, I'm finally moving to do something completely different in life, or taking on a business, or anything like that I say, okay, I'm not only helping you on a physical side, but I'm also helping you to find your true self, who you really are and what you're made of. Because we all know that human beings have got so much potential, and sometimes it's finding that little fire and that keeping that momentum going and feed that fire more and more until you achieve great things. And every human being in this world has got that potential to achieve so many beautiful things. And again, we literally started with nothing. We're still doing it at home because it feels good to do it at home. It's so intimate. I even had a thought of changing into hiring a studio and doing videos there, but I said it's not home, and people come because they feel at home. Right. Not only on being a comfortable space, but also they feel at home with us, like we are family.
Yeah, so
Thank
you also, in addition to all of the movement that you offer these kind of insights and advice and lifestyle recommendations. I was curious if you would give our audience also some lifestyle recommendations for dancers or non-dancers in ways to have a healthier and longer careers in dance or not in dance.
Create, discuss, and advocate for art. No box dance.
The funny thing is, I always start from, especially for dancers, but even not non-dancers, is your mind is the most powerful tool you've got in your body, and your body, we've only got one. So even if we are working our body so much, remember that you need to listen to it. And our mind is so powerful that we'll tell our body what to do, what not to do, how to feel. And especially that there are times where people think, I got sick okay, so you're ill, whatever happened, but it is your mind telling your body, communicating with your body, what is happening. And if your mind is not healthy, if your mind is not happy, it will resonate and it will show in your body. So most of the time is finding what is going on up in your mind, finding what is stopping you, what is worrying you. And it's something so deep and something so scary to face, that once you face it, once you've got it right in front of you, it all kind of lights up. And for me, the most powerful question that you can ask yourself at any time is the question, why? Why am I doing certain thing? Why am I feeling that way? Why am I going through this path? Why to me is the most powerful question that you can ask your mind in order for you to feel good, to feel better, and to move forward.
I love that why question. And Alicia, you're really positive, and I love your mindset. While talking with you, I get really positive vibes. Even though it's online, and it's 6:40 a.m. in Mexico. I'm in Mexico. It's 6:40 a.m. in Mexico. I always do meditation in the morning. I think today I don't need meditation. So thank you. I want to ask one more question related to advice. Do you have advice for those who want to open or manage their own studio?
Yes, I do. It's interesting because whenever you open up, whether it's a physical studio, so whenever you decide to get into that business life, or if you want to do something online, or if whatever business you want to take on, for me was finding, the first thing you need to find is finding your niche. Who you want to teach, why you want to teach certain people, and what you can offer. It's not about competition. You never compete with any other businesses. It's about what you can offer as individual, because anyone else can teach ballet, but it's how you teach it. What can you offer as individual to your clients? And the most important to me thing that you've got to think about in anything that you do, especially businesses, what is your mission? If you've got a specific mission in mind, a specific goal, it's the most important to drive you to be successful, but it's about also gathering people that love who you are, what you do, and why this mission is happening. Because people buy people. People always follow your thoughts, your mind. If they resonate with you, they will go with you. You build up a community and people that will support you. It's not only about having clients that once you get the money, it's done. It's about keep on going with that mission and how much you can offer to your group of people.
Exactly.
To me, the mission is the most important thing, because then you can even surround yourself by people that work with you, not for you, that will keep on going with you forever and ever, and they will support you and they will walk with you side by side because they believe in the mission. So whatever it is, find your niche, find whatever you want to do, but most importantly is have a mission, because that will drive you and everyone that surrounds you to your end goal.
Alicia, did you ever imagine that social media would have this big of an impact on your career?
No, I was one of probably the most scared people in front of the camera you could ever see.
Really?
But once if you go back and watch the first videos, I swear I wanted to hide under a pillow. But once I understood what social media can do in a matter of empowering people and delivering a message and changing the world, because it's all about changing the world for the better, I said, okay, get out of that and start to really using social media for this, because social media can be used well and can be used badly. So you can be used badly if nothing comes out of it, if it's all about judgment, if it's all about making others feel useless and bad. And so I don't believe in that. I don't believe in people showing off things that are impossible, and you just go, okay, where are you going with this? But if you use social media in a way where little by little you can make a better world, you can make those missions important, you can move forward, you can empower other people to be the best versions of themselves.
Sadly, it's time to wrap up. Before we wrap up, we ask all guests to answer 4 questions in a flash. You ready?
Yes, ready.
Flash 4.
Okay, number 1. If you had to recommend a resource to our audience, what would it be?
TED Talks.
Great. What was the first dance you saw?
You know what? I thought about that and I couldn't remember. But I think it was Giselle, which back in my days, yeah, funny you say that. It's very interesting because I still remember Giselle, first act, and then I fell asleep for second act, but only because over in Italy, especially when you're very young, in Italy, all the shows start very late, so I guess for a little kid, second act is also nice and soft and all that, and it was nice and warm, and I kind of fell asleep, but that's okay.
Okay. Do you think social media has a positive influence on the dance world? Yes or no?
Again, yes and no.
And our last question, really fast. What is your favorite social media platform?
Oh, definitely YouTube, because I can
Thank you so much, Alessia. And also, before we go, could you share all of your social media handles with our audience?
All right, so at the moment we are on YouTube, which is Lazy Dancer Tips. Then we have, that's always the same name. We are on Instagram, where we share a lot of positivity in there. So every day I'm going to try to empower you as much as possible. Then we have Facebook. Still under the same name, nothing changes. We wanted to keep it simple because otherwise we forget. And again, there I share articles and anything that I like to see around, or even funny videos that I find. And do we have anything else? Oh, the latest one that we just discovered is TikTok. Again, I still don't know how to use it. I have no idea how to use it, but I will get there. I will get there. When you pass 30s, it's all downhill, and I'm going, no idea. I need to figure this out, and I need someone young to actually teach me how to do it.
Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure speaking with you today, and I think this episode is a gem.
It is.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, ladies, for letting me be myself and digging down deeper to what Lazy Dancer Tips really was. So thank you for this. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thanks for taking your time to tune into Dance Behind the Screen, a bi-monthly interview series where we go behind the screen to question process, product, and social media. Be sure to follow us on social media at KNOW Box Dance. See you next time and don't forget to say no to the box.